I just have a short presentation for you today of palettes that I loved so much that I bought a backup. So first I'll start with this Urban Decay palette. This is a Vice palette, the Vice 2. Look at that gorgeous color scheme. Cool tone, you have your blues, your purples, your cool tone pinks, grungy browns and dark browns. This palette is just amazing. I love wearing blue eyeshadow looks. I love bluey purples. Blending it out with a cool pink, these grungy browns, that olive green there, silver. Like anything I could possibly want for a cool toned eye look is in this palette. I have so much fun anytime I use it. I love every eye look that I do with it. So I had to buy a backup. Another palette I bought a backup, the Venus XL from Lime Crime. When I first saw this palette, I did not know that I was going to be obsessed with it. I put off buying it because it was rather expensive. I caught it on sale when I first bought it. Look at those plums. This palette is all plum, burgundy, and pink. I'm not a super pink fan, but these dark plums and burgundies, obsessed with this palette. The pinks are perfect to blend out the plums and burgundies. It's mostly what I use the pinks for. Or if it's a really light pink, I might use that as a base shade. But this palette is amazing. Just the right amount of shimmers. All the plummy mattes that you could possibly want. Love this palette. We then have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I managed to snag this upon its initial release, and this is my top favorite neutral palette that I've ever owned. Look at that color scheme. It has its browns, it has those purples to keep it interesting, that green if you want more of a olive or khaki neutral eye. Those shimmers are amazing and luscious. And the best shade in this entire palette is that one called Tempting. It's a blackened bronze. And I love me a shimmery black eyeshadow. This is the top #1 black eyeshadow that I own and that I've ever seen. It's a blackened bronze. It's amazing. It blends lusciously. I rarely have dips in my eyeshadow palettes, and this palette has dips. And then the last palette that I want to go over is actually a face palette. This is a Sephora Pro face palette in the darkest shade. Look at these pans. These are big pans. That's my hand, and I have a large hand. That gold highlighter, that bronzer, that orange blush, that dark contour shade, another bronzer down here, that orangey highlighter. This is a weird duochrome color. Could glaze that as a topper for something. And then you have that red blush. This palette is so good. These bronzers actually work. They actually give you that little toasted look on your face. Amazing. Sephora knocked it out of the park with this palette. The instant I used it, I was like, I need another. I bought another one. Gotta have a backup. So these are the 4 palettes that I loved so much, I had to buy a backup. And you have a good day.